if I ask you what is the most important part of any wrestling game, what would your answer be besides the roster?
Oh, it's got to be the soundtrack.
Exactly.
Gotta
100%.
Be, right?
The most important part of any wrestling game has been, is, and always will be the soundtrack. Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of everyone's favorite podcast, the Critical Arcade Podcast. I'm your co-host, Nick.
And I'm Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Nick. Are you well?
Yes, I am well. I'm also the heel of this week's episode. The heel.
Was that your like wrestling intro in some way?
Yes.
Okay,
I come out of the big grandstand. My intro music plays.
Okay.
I'm a gummy bear. The crowd goes wild.
Wow, this is picturesque. I'm seeing it now. Yeah.
I frown and I walk to the ring. It takes 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're a gummy bear. It's like wiggling left and right?
People are going crazy. I get in the ring, I take the mic, and I smack talk. I smack talk the hell out of Vince McMahon, and then I leave.
Oh wow! Okay, you just plain leave slowly again. I might add, you just leave very slowly as a jelly bear.
So that's what a gummy bear.
Bear. Sorry.
That's what I do. How about you?
Oh, cute. No. I don't think it's. Wouldn't the lights and the heat from the lights slowly make you melt as you leave?
Because I'm a gummy bear.
Yeah, right.
It would, wouldn't it?
Aren't you getting stuck with like the popcorn on the floor and like the dust and everything like that?
I guess so.
Sorry, I'm obviously too practical. I do like the imagery. You'd actually be really great as a wrestler because you would take no damage. It wouldn't matter what people did to you. You would take zero damage.
I would be Monkey D. Luffy.
Yeah, you would. You pretty much would. Anything could happen to you and you'd just be like, nah, I'm alright. And I don't think in wrestling you can bite. So fundamentally, you would be somewhat immune.
You can't bite
happens.
in wrestling?
I'm sure it's happened. I don't know.
It has happened.
It
has happened. Oh, I can't remember what her name was. But I think 15 years ago, there was this lady wrestler with a blemish on her face. Just this big, disgusting, fake thing. And a wrestler called the Boogeyman bit it off her face and ate it on stage.
No way. Is that real? There's no way.
That really happened. Crazy. Search Boogeyman eating mole.
Wow. You gotta give WWE their props for just crazy crap. And you've got to give them props for crazy crap. They went
nuts at a time. There was an episode, or it was a big event, I can't remember, where Edge slept with Matt Hardy's girlfriend in the ring. What? It's true. There was a bed in the ring.
What? Like, with a crowd?
Yes.
No ways.
Yes. You just said it. Just said wrestling. WWE goes absolutely crazy. I agreed and mentioned another time when they were crazy. Yes.
But this is all play acting, right? This is
Tell me, do you remember the time that they killed someone and that person came back from the dead in a casket at the event?
Okay, I'm not good at this. I watched this when I was like 15. Is this The Undertaker?
Yes, this is The Undertaker.
I remember The Undertaker.
These things happened, quote unquote.
Oh, okay. So yes. I remember The Undertaker. The Undertaker was cool. Everybody loved The Undertaker. He was the only one who could control or take down Kane.
He's at every event. Undercatering.
Yes, he was. Okay, I do. How long ago was it since you was into WWE?
It was 17 years.
Yeah, for me it was about 25.
Ooh,
I know, showing our age a little bit here.
It's fine.
I remember the Big Show, Kane, The Undertaker, Triple H, and who else was there?
John Cena, The Rock.
I never did John Cena. The Rock, though, I do remember the People's Elbow and The Rock.
Yep.
Yeah,
Shawn Michaels.
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
I used
the Heartbreak Kid. Anyway.
I remember really, really young when because I lived in Europe, we used to go on European holidays a lot. Yeah. And when you're on European holidays and you're a kid, you know the most important thing is the TV, right? You'd switch on the TV. You're in a hotel room. What's on TV?
How many channels have we got?
Yeah, right, exactly. And everything's also always in Spanish or Portuguese or something like that, so it's nothing. So I'd always look for wrestling because it's kind of like a universal thing. So I'd always go to the wrestling channels, and then you'd have Escovers versus Bruno Lesfentes, and it would just be these two Spanish wrestlers or Italian wrestlers. And
yes, and they're all wearing masks.
Yeah, and you just bet on who would win, and that was my brother and I. But no, that guy's going to win, and that would always be still the same thing. It's all suplexes and clotheslines and stuff like that.
That is great. That's really great.
And there is something really universal about wrestling.
There still is.
Everyone
still is.
Yeah, right. There is something. Everyone has watched wrestling at some point in their lives.
Recently checked out WWE online?
No, I really haven't. I honestly haven't, sadly.
We know it's big. We know it's an industry. Massive. It's big and entertaining, but I think we're underestimating just how big WWE still is.
I think you're right.
I checked on YouTube.
Yeah.
Let me just check again. YouTube. And then WWE. I knew it was some insane amount. Here we go. How many subscribers do you think the WWE channel has on YouTube?
Ooh, wow. So WWE is massive.
Yes. How many subscribers does the YouTube channel have?
Oh, God. I'm kind of scared. I'm going... 200 million.
Okay. Wow. No.
Did I go too high? Did I go too high? Yes. Okay, 50 million.
No, they have 107 million.
107 million. That's a lot of
107
people.
million. That's
a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. A video they posted 11 hours ago has already got 2 million views.
Jeez, just the revenue
so
alone.
Not only do they have a lot of subs, but they still have an active and engaged audience. WWE in the entire world is still so incredibly massive. The biggest celebrities in the world, The Rock, John Cena, they all came from wrestling.
Oh, no doubt. And I know their events still sell out. The King of the Cage and all that, and I don't know the name of the events anymore.
WrestleMania.
The Battle Royales, WrestleManias, things like that. They all sell out continuously without a shadow of a doubt.
Even the weekly ones, SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah. Which is cool. I kind of like that. Lots of people talk crap about it because it's not real fighting and stuff like that, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a bit of pageantry to fighting.
That's it.
As long as you enjoy it, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Let's get that out of the way. At the start of this episode,
I'm about to say, if you didn't guess,
people like to shit on WWE.
Yeah.
It was never about it being real. It's about the pageantry.
It is. Right? It really, really is.
It's not about the fight. It's about the lead up to the fight.
Yes.
And then
so if you hadn't guessed what today's game is, today's game which we're reviewing is WWE 2025 or 2K25.
2K25. Yeah. And we just need to say thank you 2K for the review code for this copy. We really appreciate the chance to get to review this day one. Yeah,
a lot of fun. It's we're very, very appreciative of it. Again, a curiosity, when did it change? I know, I sound like an old person. Didn't it used to be called WWF? I know there's the World
somewhere in the 90s, Foundation. I think.
Did it change?
It went from the Worldwide Wrestling Federation to Worldwide Wrestling Entertainment. I think that was Vince McMahon's doing because he knew. He had this idea in mind that Wrestling Federation was for the wrestlers, Worldwide Wrestling Entertainment is for the fans.
Okay, that makes sense, I suppose. So anyway, this was developed by a company called Visual Concepts, which a lot of people out there, especially in America, will probably know them for a ton of other American sports games. They also did NBA 2024, 2025, 2023. They do the the wrestling games, the 2024, 2023, they also do baseball 2024, 2023, and all the other big baseball.
You mean the show? MLB The Show.
They do the show, but there are also other iterations of baseball games. 2K
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry. Visual Concepts did. And then the publisher, 2K, if you didn't know. And they're very famous.
2K's big. 2K's
very
massive.
Big. Which are famous for what?
I mean, these sports games, they do 2K25, they do NBA 2K25, they do PGA Tour 2K25.
Oh, yes, of
course. They do Top Spin 2K25. And Borderlands?
Well done.
Yeah! Hell yeah! Catch a ride! I adore Borderlands. For the same reason that I adore WWE, my childhood.
Yeah, but there's Borderlands, there's XCOM, they do Bioshock, of course, the cult classic Bioshock. The Mafia series of games.
There's quite a few.
Yeah, 2K's got a pedigree.
Because, I mean, Ken Levine, who did the Bioshock series, has got Judas coming up, still published by 2K. The Mafia games, they're publishing a new game, The Old Country.
Yeah, I can't wait. Love the Mafia
2K's
games.
busy.
Yes. They made a crappy movie, but their games, hopefully, they're still on form. Borderlands, we'll see what Borderlands 4 comes out and see how that plays.
That's what we're here for today, to find out if they did it with 2K25.
Yes, we are. So yeah, 2K, very much a long existing, very much pedigree type studio that have been going for a really long time. But that doesn't mean much anymore if you look at Ubisoft and such like that. So
these big companies,
the space
too big to fail, have started to fail.
Yeah, the space out there is getting
Warner Brothers
turbulent.
Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
It's not looking good.
Even Sony. Did you see Sony just released an AI version of Aloy from?
I did see that. Apparently, that's just some guys at Sony messing around on lunch.
Yeah, but isn't that the most ironic thing that they made an AI out of the girl who's fighting against an AI that destroys?
It is ironic, and also this might be an unpopular opinion. I don't like Aloy. She's dry.
Yes, she's
if there is a character that AI would get a handle on, it'd be Aloy.
That's true. I always thought, where's Cortana? Cortana would be the perfect AI.
It sometimes feel like Cortana has more personality than Aloy.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, Cortana is also
kind of
an
hot.
artificial intelligence.
Yeah, Cortana's hot as well. I want a Cortana on my phone. Whew. But anyway, should we just jump into narrative, shall we? What do you think of the narrative
for
of this
WWE 2K25? So, okay, the narrative for this game is largely what you make of it.
Yeah.
As a teenage boy who played hours upon hours of WWE, you create your own narrative. Right? That's
one of those things about this game. It's like it's hard to review the narrative of a game because you can't compare it to Last of Us. You can't compare it to Baldur's Gate because no one's picking up a wrestling game or a football game or a cricket game or a basketball game because of the story.
No.
You're not going to go, whoa, that was great, and this is sad.
Although,
and,
I would say WWE could be on the border for exactly that.
Yes, I get what you mean.
Yes, sure. Madden, I don't know. There's zero story. WWE has a history with story. There are stuff that happens.
Yeah, I changed my score for this from I initially gave it a 3, and then I thought to myself, no, that's being mean. Yes. Because of the MyRise.
You can't be mean to WWE.
I know. They'd knock down my door and then beat the crap out of me. Because of the MyRise, ladies and gents, there's a category in this where you can choose the MyRise gameplay, which is you generate your own character, and then you play a character that must lead a fight against the mutiny that's uprising against the WWE, and you get to play a male character and a female character, and you lead the fight against a mutinous group of other WWE fighters.
You mean the NXT group?
Yes, and with lots of, again, just insanely over-the-top twists and down and out just assault on you when you're not looking.
Isn't that just great?
It is. So there is story here. It's very tongue-in-cheek. It's very silly. But there is also something about it that always makes you smile. And it always makes you go, what? Yeah,
exactly.
There is.
Exactly. I mean, entertainment is the perfect word. It is It is entertaining. If you watch this, if you play this, I got this. A friend came over the other day and we shit on this game. But then we played it, and during and after the first match, we had such a ball. And I thought, wait a minute, but I thought this game sucked.
Yeah, you'd expect it to. I know it's weird to say,
but
it's
no,
just a
we had a
game,
fun time.
Right? I know. I was the same way.
And I think you're right. The story for this is, it's not very traditional like a story would be in Uncharted per se.
Yeah, exactly. I did the same thing. I wasn't used to the control scheme in this, so it took me a while to pick it up. I had a fight. It was just a simple fight in MyRise. I almost had my ass handed to me, but I managed just to make it. I just pinned the person. My guy was covered in bruises, and then this guy comes out of nowhere and just smacks me with a chair. Pretty much would have probably killed me at that state, but it was so funny. I just could not be entertained by it because it was so funny at the time, and I was entertained. I was entertained at that moment. I was smiling.
You could be. I don't know. It activates that monkey part of your brain.
It does. You're a teenager again. You are having fun. Yeah, that's exactly right. They know it.
They lean into it so heavy. This is soap opera for teenage boys.
Yes, that's literally what I wrote down.
When Granny Susan is watching Weeks of Our Lives and Dr. Romano has his evil twin brother pull the plugs. That is this for teenage boys.
Which means it's got a narrative and it's fun and that's why it's got 100 million people following it on YouTube and why so many people love it.
Absolutely.
Because there's something inside of everyone that just likes this type of stuff.
Yeah. This game, I think it absolutely thrives and to some degree relies even on its history. This game wouldn't be anything without the past 30 years of wrestling. Right?
No, I agree
can you imagine if there was no history of Hulk Hogan? Or Andre the Giant.
No, exactly right. And the legacy type people that built the genre as it is today.
Yeah,
it is quite, and like we'll speak to you later. And having all that roster there was also just quite impressive to be able to go through it.
Speaking of, who's your favorite out of the entire roster?
My favorite wasn't there, but I don't know if you had to unlock it later. I always liked the Big Show. I don't know why. I remember playing it when I was really young. I just liked that he was tall and kind of fat, and I kind of liked.
That's his gimmick. He's big.
Yeah, exactly. And my wife liked Rey Mysterio because he was small and used to zip around. Yeah, I used to love him. But I did enjoy. My favorite thing about this game, and I think it's a lot of people out there, I could pick anyone and then just beat the crap out of Logan Paul. That was worth the money. That I could just do that again and again and again. I need to shout at him. This is for Crypto Zoo. This was for Lunchley. This was for that was fun. Yeah, like you said, building your own narrative
out of him and then win.
Beating the it was just that was a lot of fun.
That is great. Although this, it's interesting. This being for not necessarily the wrestlers but for the fans. There's this clip online of Logan Paul clashing with another wrestler mid-air.
Oh, yeah?
You know, usually wrestlers jump from the ropes onto a downed opponent.
Yes, of course.
For the first time, there was two wrestlers who jumped from the ropes and tackled each other mid-air.
Okay, cool. Kind of.
You understand?
Yeah, kind of acrobatic.
And one of these guys was Logan Paul.
Okay. Did he get hurt?
And I thought, I don't like the guy, but
did it look cool?
Damn, that's cool. Damn, that's entertaining.
No, don't say that.
I know. I don't like him, but just seeing that clip, if I was in the stadium, I would be losing my mind.
No, don't say that. Don't say he did something cool. He doesn't do cool things. He steals money from people and
that's the most uncool thing you can do.
Yeah, that's right.
Find dead bodies in a forest.
Yeah, find dead bodies in a forest in Japan and throw Pokeballs at people.
Before we move on, I just want to say that I am surprised by how much I like Paul Heyman.
Which one's who's Paul Heyman? Sorry.
Paul Heyman's the
Yeah.
old fat guy in the suit that keeps talking at you in the game.
He's funny. He is
I
funny.
like him.
Right?
I like Paul Heyman.
He's obviously got a character and he sticks with it, right? Yeah, it's true. I must admit, he's good.
You play the showcase mode?
Yes. And he plays in the character in that, right? And you
but
see
not
him.
just that, but he's in the retro videos from 40 years ago.
Yes. No, he's great.
How cool's that?
I know, I thought that was cool too. I didn't know who he was initially, like I said, but his character is great.
Yes.
He must have played that same character for so long.
Yes,
I bet
and
he
love it. And love it.
Yeah, I must admit, it was entertaining. He is an entertainer. He plays that very well.
Very true. Okay.
Anyway, visuals. What did you think?
So, there are, as I played this game, there are some parts where I look at this game and I think, it looks great. And then there are some parts I look at and I think, this is ugly as all hell.
That's literally what I wrote down too. Like almost word for word.
Yes.
It's so weird.
It's very weird. It's very weird. It's all over the place. Some parts I think, whoa, I am liking this. And then 5 seconds later, I wince.
It's sometimes it looked like PlayStation 3 graphics.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yes. It looks bad sometimes. The crowd. Did you look at the crowd?
No, I didn't.
It looks like a PlayStation 3 game.
Was it just like 2D, like placards of like just people
not
in
2D,
space?
but it's a 3D model. But there would be 10 black guys with green shirts, all simultaneously raising their hands with
that's
the blankest expression on their face.
And did you see the parts where they, you'd enter the ring and they'd hold up the belts, the championship belts, but the belts themselves wouldn't render properly.
Oh,
and so
no.
there was no like shiny metal or shiny bits of plastic, and it was just this textured. It was really weird because the camera would pan to the belt itself to show that look, the cool belt that they won.
I hear.
It was
the belt. Why everyone's there? Just come on, make it gleam, make it shine. I want the belt.
So strange. This game was so odd. Now this game was over 100 gigs in size, right? This was 100 and something gigs in size.
It's 11 gigs.
Was it 11? Jeez, I don't know where it went. But one of the weird things is that the really popular wrestlers, like The Rock and John Cena and Logan Paul and some of the newer ones I don't actually know the names of, but I'm sure they're super popular. They were rendered quite well.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns. In game, they were rendered quite well. But some of the lesser popular ones, they got like the B team rendering them because when they came out, you were like, who's that?
I'm not surprised. Listen, 70% of all matches of this game all over the globe is going to be played with those big names.
Yes, of course. Yeah, no, agreed.
Right?
Of course you are. Yeah.
Who's going to play Goldust?
Yes, that's very true. It's sad. No, it is sad because some of them looked really bad. Some of them were funny. There were some wrestlers that were like action figures, and some of them were like who else was there? Like a mannequin and stuff like that. I thought there were some comical ones that you could put in there. That was aesthetically pleasing.
Or you could make your own wrestler. That's a big thing. It's always been a big thing in these games.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like I said, the customization. You could actually kind of make yourself. And you could make your own intro. You can make your add your own music to the intro. You could add your own.
That's the customization's always been a massive part of these games. The last game I really played was SmackDown vs. Raw 2008.
Oh,
Even then, you could customize your wrestler. You could customize his in incredible detail, his moveset.
That's right. That's entrance, right. Also, that's right.
The crowd reaction. What he would wear in the ring, out of the ring, during interviews. It's incredible.
Yeah, there is a lot there for if you're that way inclined. And I get that. I can understand as a kid you were that person who set up a ring in your garden with your brother with some pillows and you're hyping yourself up, and then you get to do that in game, right? You get to set your crowd, you get to set your moves. You want to bring back the people's elbow. You want to do your taunts and stuff like that.
as a 30-year-old,
do it. Yeah,
as
exactly.
a 30-year-old, it seems okay.
Yeah.
All right, maybe with a friend and a beer.
Yes.
As a 13-year-old, hell yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like for hours, you'd set that stuff up.
The entire weekend.
And it lets you do it. That customization and the visual effects and stuff they let you do that is pretty cool.
Yes.
But again, on the negative side, some of the during the MyRise moments, some of the body movements to the audio were completely out of sync, and it had me cracking up because it would be like, and I'm gonna get you, and then the finger point would happen like 3 seconds later.
Oh no!
and then it would be like,
come on,
and I'm gonna go over there, and it'd be pointing at the guy, and then they'd be like, but I don't know. And then his shoulders would go up 3 seconds later. It was just, it's weird. There's such a big budget, and some of it's so nice, and some of it's so bad.
That's the thing.
I don't.
But you can clearly see where the budget went.
Yeah.
Right. You can see the budget went to the big names.
Yes. Yeah.
The people on the roster who they
really
knew 80% of the time would be in a match. Right.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
And then also, the budget also went to the island. Did you run around in the island?
Yeah, I ran around the island a bit. That's true. I did.
There's nothing to do, but it looks good.
It does. The island looked fun-ish.
I like how it looked. I'm sure if you would look in more detail, like the tombstones at Undertaker's church, you'll see some issues, right? But if you're just running around the island, it's full of sights to see.
Yeah, the island was like a theme park in regards
a big
to
theme park
WWE.
for wrestling. You're right.
Yeah,
with 0 rides, but
Yeah.
it was
But there's lots of Easter eggs and things to look at, and your favorite characters and hangouts.
Do you know
and stuff
who's
like
Bray Wyatt?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
He was a wrestler that WWE made big. He was one of the main characters, if I can call it that, 3-4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Pandemic time.
Yeah.
He was a big main character, and he was a heel who liked one of the odd heels who wasn't just outright a bad guy, but he would make strange, sadistic characters, and then all of a sudden come out in a Mr. Rogers sweater and talk all nice, and then kind of curse you on stage, something like that.
Okay, got you.
He had a fake TV program where he would be nice like Mr. Rogers, and then all of a sudden it would turn into the most horrific thing you'd ever seen.
Okay, yeah, sounds very...
Unfortunately, he passed away.
Oh, shame.
He passed away, but it was kind of at the height of this entire promo thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it struck a chord with a lot of people, which is understandable.
Yeah.
And there are loads of Easter eggs for him and what he did all around the island.
Oh, like a tribute type situation, right?
Yes, exactly, like small tributes.
That's nice. Like I said, it's always good to see big corporations actually being human, if you know what I mean. Like actually adding these things, saying they recognize it and stuff like that.
I can imagine that there's 1 or 2 folks at 2K on the development team for this. What did you call them?
What do you mean?
The team who developed this.
Visual Concepts.
Visual Concept. I'm sure there are 2 or 3 oaks sitting there thinking, let's make this special. Because some parts feel like a tiny bit of love's been poured into this, and then at other parts it feels bare bones.
Yeah, agreed. No, 100%. And yeah, I again, we always talk about the corporatism and Michael Jackson actions and stuff like that. There are still people in those offices that are human and love what they do and think and use and really do want to make nice things. They are in there.
Yes, these games are made by humans for now.
Yes, exactly.
And
for now.
There are still some, not a lot if I compare it to other games, but there is still, to some degree, some love put in parts of this game.
No, there is. There has to be. You're 100% correct. And somebody made a point of doing it.
Yes, last night I went through the subreddit for this, and it was full of people being surprised by how good this game is.
Yes. I went through Metacritics as well.
You did? What did it say?
So, again, it's one of those weird things. You know, I know I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory or not, where they say reviewers are paid off and Metacritics and user reviews are where to look at now.
It's a conspiracy, I think.
Except for us, obviously. We're not paid by anyone.
No, not at all. I wish. We'd like to be.
But it's interesting because Metacritic, it scored like an 80, but user review, it's got a good like 5 out of 10. And to be honest with you, the user reviews are kind of mimicking what we're saying. And there is one big point that we haven't come to yet in our review, and which is kind of the big decider on a lot of people.
Yeah,
we'll get to that in a moment. But it is an interesting one. There's a lot of reviewers praise this game.
Yeah,
and I think they're right. This could be the best WWE game that exists right now. I think that
not
is
just
probably
necessarily
true.
Because it's the newest.
Yeah.
But there's, I think, more thought put into this game.
Yes, agreed. And it's such a big roster, and it is still fun to play.
Yes.
But we're probably... go on, sorry.
Before I finish up with visuals, there's one last thing I want to ask you.
Go on.
There's one thing that's been added that people have been waiting for since these wrestling games started.
Yeah.
That is the inclusion of a third-person camera.
Yes.
Did you know that?
I did not know that, no. Like I said, I've been out there wrestling
in the
scene
ring and you
for a
could
while.
control the camera like it's Uncharted.
Yes, has that never been a thing then?
No, the camera's
Oh no,
always
I get
been
what you mean now. It's always been fixed,
you get it, you
right?
get what I mean. The camera's always been fixed to the side of the ring. That's right. No, I get what you mean now. Yeah. Now you can control the camera yourself. And if you're standing on top of the cage in a cage match, or Hell in the Cell, I can't remember, you can just look around freely.
Yeah, you can change the perspective, right? Yeah.
Yes. You
that
want to look
was
down,
handy.
you want to look to the right, go for it.
Yeah. No, that was a game changer because sometimes the ref and stuff gets in the way and you can't see what's going on or see your prompts and stuff like that. No, it was good. Again, this would be a visual plus, right? I didn't...
Absolutely. But it's hidden in the settings. So it's there. I just think... I don't know. Anyway.
But yeah, so at least 2K is listening to some degree. Like, again, when we talk about big businesses and stuff like that, not listening to their user base and clientele. At least 2K to some degree is finally listening to some of the fans out there.
Yes, or starting to, damn it. So sure... We've got a big minus with the island and my factions, but we're starting to get some pluses as well.
That's very true. Okay, audio man.
Right.
What do you think of the audio?
If I ask you what is the most important part of any wrestling game, what would your answer be besides the roster?
Oh, it's got to be the soundtrack.
Exactly. 100%. Right? The most important part of any wrestling game has been, is, and always will be the soundtrack.
100%. Even I know that, and I haven't watched wrestling in years.
Yes. It's so, when you load up a WWE game, and the first song plays, it reminds me of Need for Speed Underground 2. You boot it up for the first time.
Hell yeah. I love the
soundtrack. What do you hear?
Need for Speed Underground 2. Oh, I love it.
Just the wind chimes, the storm, and then...
Yeah, that's it. Riders in the Storm, right?
Riders of the Storm with John Morrison.
I love that song.
And Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, I love that song.
That's exactly the case for all of these WWE games.
Yeah,
you boot it up, you hear the song, and you just fade away in the couch.
Yeah. I instantly thought that as soon as I booted this on, I don't know which, it was an Eminem song that started. I know it randomly starts. I was like, God, what a great soundtrack this game has. I was like, this is good. Puts you in the mood so much.
There's
you just want to break skulls.
There's a team every year at 2K.
Yeah.
Not 2K, Visual Concepts, picking out the perfect playlist.
So
perfect playlist, and they nail it.
They really do. And they must pay. They must use a big budget because they get all these licensed songs, and they are all licensed. They are all proper licensed. Eminem, Slipknot, and the proper heavy metal type music to play. Oh, it's good. I don't even know the bands, but nothing feels better than a bit of heavy metal when you're coming out of or building your character or performing your moves.
Absolutely.
Oh, it was good.
You turn on the game and you immediately start vibing.
You really
does
do.
its job
you really
well as it's supposed to.
And this is music I never listen to. I'm not a heavy metal fan. I'm not a really mad metal fan. I don't dislike it. But when you switch this on and you've got the screen and it's muscles and it's sweat and it's you want to go jump into that ring yourself. There's something about that music and that soundtrack and that type of combination. It just makes it's nice.
We've been beating around the bush or teetering on one fact that I think a lot of people are struggling with for WWE is it is a bit ridiculous, this entire thing. The entirety of what WWE or professional wrestling has turned into is silly and ridiculous. A lot of people can't get over that. It is scripted. Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. No right person would do this. But if you just turn off your brain and accept what is happening, you could be in for some of the wildest things you've ever experienced.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you just turn off your brain and accept what is happening, it will be fun.
And one of the things I always think is that it takes talent what they're doing.
It really does.
Doing all those flippy flips and those, slams and not getting hurt by them and all that crap. And that's bloody hard work. And the stamina to keep going for that amount of time is also incredibly hard work. None of us could do it. So, you're right. You take it with a pinch of salt and then you just enjoy the insanity that's going to happen. And you just agreed.
I mean, speaking of, there's a lot of these wrestlers do actually get hurt.
Yes, you see cuts and broken bones and stuff all the time, right?
Geez, I was listening to an interview with Kurt Angle. And
I remember him.
I think it was Edge or Triple H that did a tombstone on him, where their head is tucked in between your knees, and you just pound the ground. But they did it on the announcer table, and before Triple H could pound his head, the table gave way, and he accidentally really smashed Kurt Angle's head on the concrete floor.
Phew, damn.
He was hospitalized.
Yeah, no doubt. That would do it too.
Real damage. So it takes some athleticism. It takes some talent. You need to be really in tune with your body.
Oh yeah, and you have to have a tough body. Like anybody, if that happened to anyone else who hadn't got a built body or frame, you'd be dead. Like the neck muscles, the trapeze muscles, you'd be dead. That would have killed you.
There's one time, I think, this one match decades ago, you must have seen it, I'm sure, where is it Undertaker or Kane who chokeslams Mankind off of a cage?
Is that the tragic one?
That's the tragic one. I mean, Mick Foley's still alive, but
yeah, I think I remember that one. That was on the news. Mick Foley
or someone chokeslammed Mankind off the top of Hell in the Cell. It's 3 stories of just dunking someone's head in the ground?
Yeah, that's right. No, I do think I remember that.
No, you can't just survive that.
No, that was crazy. I do remember that one.
You're right. It takes a special kind of person.
It really is. It is proper athleticism and acrobatics and stuff like that. They are athletes, but it is a show they're putting on. They are putting on a fun show.
Unfortunately, I am sorry to say, Dave, Logan is an athlete.
He is an A. He does start with an A. I'll give you he's an athlete, but there's another word with A I'm thinking of.
If we can get back to
audio. There was another plus and a minus, which I thought,
what is it?
which made me smile about the audio in this. I was genuinely impressed that this nearly is entirely voice acted. I was like,
what do you mean? The matches?
Well, just the matches, the when you play MyRise, most of that is voice acted.
Really?
Triple H is talking, and your main character is talking, and stuff like that.
I feel like I missed out. I'd never entered MyRise.
Oh no, it was what you should. I say you should have done. It's all right. It was all voice acted. So I was like, wow, this is voice acted. Pokemon could learn a thing from this, except
they're still not doing it.
The voice acting was so bad.
They still aren't.
I know,
of course
Pokemon's
it's bad.
still not doing it.
Of course it's bad. These aren't actors. Well, okay, there might be actors, but
No,
these
but
aren't
they're not.
voice actors.
Exactly, that's the thing where I can't be that harsh on them. It is the wrestlers. The wrestlers provide the voice acting.
Which is what people want.
I know, and so it's so unfair. You can't expect them to do like great voiceover work.
No.
You can't expect them to be everything.
No.
They can't be great at everything, right? They can't be great voice actors,
that was
wrestlers.
my gripe. That's exactly my gripe with Death Stranding, who are full of real actors. Actors.
Yes, very much so, yes.
But still, they can't voice act.
Yeah, I know. Some of their voice acting, that is insane. So it's sad because I really love that it's voiced. The idea that a 2K wrestling game is voice acted.
Yeah.
And I thought that's good because I played many a sports game and they're not. It's just text upon text and silly little tiny cutscenes and stuff like that. It's just not. And the idea that they put the effort into getting most of the wrestlers, sorry, some of them are deceased obviously, to voice act and stuff like that. I thought that was a plus marks for just the effort.
But I mean,
the voice acting is horrible. It's really bad.
The same thing happened in NBA 2K whatever. So I think
really?
it's 2K mandating these studios.
Yes.
Okay, we need voice acting, so let's get the real. Let's get the real talent to voice act. Because NBA did the same. The issue there being that none of the NBA stars are half actors like the wrestlers are.
No, exactly, yes.
I mean, to stand in the ring, have the whole crowd boo at you and not give a smirk or laugh to yourself, that's difficult.
That's true. But
basketball players, zero acting.
No, very true.
All sportsmanship talent.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So when they voice act, it's not just funny or could be better. It's horrifically bad. It's bad. It's somebody reading lines into a microphone.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. That's actually kind of sad. They're trying their
very
best.
Sad.
Right, they're going to try their best to do it. Shame. So I don't know where I fell on the dub on this because it was good. They did it. It was bad.
Another plus.
Go on.
I'll give you another plus for the voice acting, which I think could be the best voice acting because they are the ring commentators.
Yes, I thought you were going to say that. I thought you were going to say the commentators, right?
Not only is that voice acting, but that is live. If you think of
so
it,
good.
Live voice acting every single week.
Yeah.
That's hard work and talent. That's difficult. That's difficult to do what the ring commentators are doing. And they recorded what they were doing in studio without the crowd, without the fights happening in front of them.
And when it plays out in game, it's so cool when they say, he's up on the ropes. What's he gonna do?
It's an RKO. It's an RKO.
I know.
Randy Orton did an RKO. It's
That's
really
true.
good. Not only that, but they got the ring commentators to commentate the classic matches. Yeah. Right? Yokozuna versus Hulk Hogan. Today's commentators commentated that match as if it's happening. And it feels real.
Got you.
So I think that's a big plus for audio.
No, that's very true. I forgot about that. No, that's great. And it adds the atmosphere again when playing.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's very true. Very true. Okay, should we move on to gameplay then?
Let's do it. Gameplay, a big thing that a lot of people play these games for. Let's see. None of this could ever come close to comparing to the real thing.
True.
Much like most sport games. The soap opera that is professional wrestling. But being in control to such a degree is something a lot of people are looking for.
Yeah.
Right?
No doubt,
being in control of Andre the Giant as you're laying down the law. Oh,
definitely.
A lot of people are after that.
Again, this is the part of the game that I actually gave the highest marks. I gave quite because this is the thing it does the best, and there's just again I don't know if it's the kid side of me or the idea that just having the gameplay in this game just made you keep saying just one more match. Just the idea of just going under the ring and picking up a chair and smacking someone in the head.
I get
just
that.
Made you go one more. And it wasn't super hard. the control scheme and stuff like that. It took a little while to learn it, but I didn't find it too tough. Did you like the controls? Did you find because we both of us haven't played a wrestling game in such a long time. I was worried that the suplexes and the reversals and the holds and the this and the that and all the other moves would be super hard to learn, and I was going to be completely out of my depth. I thought the control scheme was really quite intuitive.
I kind of disagree.
Oh, really? How so?
Yes, I kind of disagree. I think it's difficult to emulate an exact control layout for a sport that's so freeform.
Yeah, I give you.
I don't think that there is a perfect button layout like there is for other games. Who have games that's got a design first philosophy. Obviously, the control schemes are one of the first things you figure out.
Oh yes,
in this case, wrestling came decades before a control scheme for what a wrestling game would look like.
Okay, yes,
maybe even centuries.
Of course. Yeah, of course, yes.
So emulating a sport that's so freeform onto a controller like a DualSense, I think is never gonna work.
Okay, I'm with you.
But I do get what you mean, that they tried their best.
Yeah, like pressing triangle just to tried in time just to counter their attacks. And
yes, which is a tight window, by the way. I failed that.
It was
the
hard.
Vast majority of
it was
times.
hard, but
That's
it felt good when
counter.
you got it.
Yeah.
And then getting into one of those just face smacking matches, which I didn't know what was going on.
I don't know either. I thought that's dumb. That's dumb. You're wrestlers, and all of a sudden you're just big straw men smacking each other's face.
I didn't know what was going on, and half the time I didn't know what was going on. But I enjoyed they were trying to fit everything in that makes a fight so theatrical into the fights, and
that's exactly my point. How you can't?
You can't fit everything. That's very. I know. I do get what you mean. It is with the simple buttons of a controller and everything that can actually go right or wrong and stuff like that. It is very hard, but I thought they did their best. I think this was probably the easiest one to pick up and play, in my opinion. Granted, my last one I played was probably in 2002 or something. So I haven't played a wrestling game in a very long time.
I think a lot of people are sharing that sentiment. The last one I played was 2008.
Well, yeah, I borrowed mine from Blockbuster Videos. I'm not even sure. Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. That was how long ago when I had mine.
Even with the difficulty or the intuitiveness of the controller for some and others, there is a lot to this game, gameplay-wise.
Yes.
There's a lot here.
Pluses, yeah, no doubt.
They might be looking to stuff this game with as many addictive game loops as possible to get people invested, and I think it might be working.
Oh, agreed.
Because they really stuffed this game to the brim.
Just tons of stuff. Be it all the tag teams, the cage matches, battle royale, multiplayer, MyRise, My Gym,
all the rules,
the island,
all the modes.
Yeah, I'm not, and that's only me remembering half the stuff that's on there. There is hours upon hours of content to play and unlock. This all unlocks personas and wrestlers and outfits and cards and all sorts of things. There is tons of content.
Yes, if you're already subscribed to the idea of WWE, if you've been following this entire universe, and you like games, this could be for you.
Oh, 100%, yes.
If you like the gameplay loop of wrestling matches and fighting in wrestling matches, this is the game for you.
Yeah, this is the game. This is the game to pick up. If you're a wrestling fan, you're wondering which one to buy, this is the one.
You've got regular game matches, which I'm just saying regular game matches, but that includes all the rules. Cage match, Hell in a Cell, one-on-one, triple threat, tag team, tables, ladders, and chairs. 0 eliminations. There are so many.
There's just so many. There are
matches, and they're all slotted into just regular game matches. You've got MyRise, like you talked about, where you use and grow a wrestler.
Yeah.
Which it could be a wrestler, it could be your custom wrestler.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got the little campaign mode called Showcase, which is my personal favorite. You've got the island, which is fun to run around in. That's That's it. Don't play too much of the island because that's where 2K make their money.
Yeah, that's kind of horrible. Yeah, the island is.
They've
horrible.
got a TCG.
I know it is horrible.
They made a
Just
TCG.
be careful. It is horrible.
It's horrible because the only reason it's there is so people can buy card packs. That's the only reason it's there.
And so much is locked behind it. So much of the stuff people might want to collect, the personas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There is no other ways to unlock it than the cards. No other way.
True.
There's
Which is why you
way.
should not care about it.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed.
Do not, and I repeat, do not dip your toes or just
horrible.
explore my faction.
Yeah.
Rather,
kind of
check out the mode that most people have been looking forward to. Besides MyRise, which is the other mode people have been most looking forward to, Universe mode.
Yeah, no doubt.
Where you get to step in the shoes of Vince McMahon and control all of WWE.
Yes. It's a unique mode. I like I said, I like the thing.
It's a power fantasy a lot of people are after.
Yeah, exactly. Very true. Vince McMahon, not a great human to step in the shoes of as a human on the planet. But yeah, I understand the
okay. How about this? Step in the shoes of Hunter Helst Hemsley. What's his name?
I have no idea who you're talking about, but I'll go with it. Who's Hunter
Triple H
Hemsley?
replaced Vince McMahon.
Oh, Triple H. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Triple H. I'll side with. Yeah.
Yeah. Triple H is fine. He's a better guy.
Yeah. He seems it.
So anyway, step in the shoes of Triple H and control all of WWE. That's a power fantasy a lot of people want.
Yeah, no doubt. I can see that. There's some great modes. Yeah, go on.
My GM, which I don't completely understand. What's the difference between My GM and Universe?
Yeah, I don't get it either. You set up a little team of men and female, men and women, and then you go around the world and fight those men and women, and kind of build up a reputation. I did it a little bit. I'm guessing it's all just to unlock other things. It's kind of all just to unlock things. It's a fun little game mode, but it didn't seem that in depth or anything important.
But just emphasizing my point that if you like games, if you like this gameplay loop, if you're already subscribed to the entire WWE mythos, this is the game for you.
Oh, yes, definitely. This is the one you want to buy. This is the one you will have hours and hours of fights.
There's a ton of you out there because this game always does well. I mean, if it didn't make a profit, 2K wouldn't invest so much money in it.
Oh, yes, exactly. This is why there's so many versions of WWE games. They've been going for years. They have been making money because there were so many fans. Yep.
Very true.
Okay, anything else for gameplay?
No. The gameplay is there's so much here. Although, I think the last point that I'd like to add is, if the gameplay of this looks boring, I dare you, play a match with a friend.
Oh, I agree. I thought the same thing.
Don't enjoy yourself. I dare you.
When we got this game, because we hadn't played it for so long, I thought to myself, "Oh, okay, a wrestling game," and I was like, "Okay, let's give it a go." And I was like, "Whoa, this is fun."
Yes.
Why was I so like almost annoyed or downtrodden about it? This was a ton of fun.
People like shitting on these games.
Yes, I was like, "Whoa." Why did I stop playing wrestling games? This was actually kind of fun. There are a lot of
undesirables in this game, but there are a lot of cool things in here as well. And I know this for a fact. If you play this with friends, you will have a good time.
That's right. Okay, performance, because I feel like we're going to have things to say about performance.
I don't.
You don't have anything to say about performance.
That's not true. I've got one big thing that happened, and then I'm going to listen to what you have to say.
Okay, go on.
In performance, so because of the version that got gifted us, we had a couple of packs in my faction.
Yeah.
Did you ever open those packs?
No. I got all those unlockable bits, and they all mentioned names I'd never heard of, and I was like, whoa, cool. Awesome.
Thank you.
Wow.
Bye.
Excellent. Nice. Okay, let's play the game.
See you later.
Yeah, I didn't really know what they were, but I was grateful for them.
I had one Dead Man pack of one of those Undertaker packs. I opened it, and this pack, it doesn't rip open and you get cards. It explodes.
Whoa, of course it does.
It cracks and explodes, and it's cool. So mine cracked and exploded, and my game crashed.
No.
Yes, yeah. It crashed in that moment, in that split second where you aren't sure that it registered your pack opening.
Oh, wow. So you don't know if you got something or not? Did you go,
No. So I opened the game, I went to my packs, and the Dead Man pack was gone, which means, okay, cool. The game registered that I opened it.
Yeah.
So I went looking at my characters, who did I unlock? And nothing.
No one. Whoa, that's sad. I can only imagine a Dead Man pack's kind of like a legendary pack or something, right? Like an epic pack.
Yes. And afterwards, I opened the Bloodlines packs, and I got those those action figure persona thingies.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Which made me think maybe I got that in the Dead Man pack as well, an Undertaker action figure persona thingy.
Okay, possibly, yeah.
And I've still not been able to find any of those.
Oh, that is a shame though. The crashing thing is a bit weird. I'm guessing that was because it was online based, I suppose. Because
yes, it is, right? it is, and it's so. This entire mode, the My Faction mode, the TCG, is so unnecessarily and extremely convoluted.
Yeah, it is.
I feel lost. I feel confused. I know I got some valuable things because we got the deluxe edition. Mm-hmm. I know there's valuable things, but I, for the life of me, cannot find it.
Yeah,
I feel 80
it is
years
confusing.
old.
Like under performance, I did do like the island is just microtransaction city. It is just the whole thing is confusing. You don't know what it is, what you're paying for, the card thing. That like it's I would stay away.
I would absolutely from My Faction and the island, because for your real money, you're getting perceived value.
Yeah, exactly right. You
not real value, perceived value.
Did you see what happened to the PC release of this game?
No, what happened?
This is crazy.
What happened?
Absolutely crazy. They sold the PC version of this game, same price, right? The same for PlayStation 5 and Xbox.
A lot of money.
But they didn't release the island for the PC version of this game, right? To some we say that's quite good, right?
That's a good, that's a good thing. I don't understand.
Their reason for not allowing the island for the PC is because 2K or WWE or Visual Concepts, they claimed that PCs are last gen equipment. And they only released it for current gen and new gen equipment. So all the PC people were like, understandably pointing out that all these games you play on your new gen equipment are made on PCs. But they're literally missing a part of the game they paid the same price for the PC. And it's literally not on there. It is not supported on the PC version of the game. Which is a bit mad, which is a bit crazy.
No way. So and they paid the same amount to get a lesser game.
Same price. On Steam. This is through Steam. This is the same price through Steam. It's crazy.
No.
Yeah. I was like,
that's not Visual Concepts. That's 2K.
That's an insane thing.
I'm smelling corporate bullshit.
It really is. That's an insane thing to say. That's an insane thing to do. I don't understand it in the slightest. They didn't even say, sorry, we'll update that in the latest patch or something like that. They literally just said no.
I think it sounds like they're trying to push people to the console environment because for online capabilities on the console environment, you need to pay.
Yes,
online capabilities on PC are free.
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
I read somewhere.
And corpos don't like that.
Yeah, I read somewhere Xbox is releasing a game that will require a PlayStation Network account. Or is it the other way around? A PlayStation game.
I think it's the other way. No. Oh, no. Because Xbox is supposedly making a handheld.
That's right. That's running right. Yeah, I heard that.
Windows. Xbox's handheld can run Steam, which means you can run PC-released Sony titles on Xbox's handheld. So you need to log in with your Sony details on Xbox's handheld to play it on Steam.
So complicated. Which is, sorry, I digress. That's so complicated. I just remembered.
Anyway.
So that was crazy in my opinion. Granted that in this game
messed up.
There are some very short but unskippable cutscenes, which I just thought was insane. You can't skip them, you can't pause them, you can do nothing.
Where were these cutscenes?
This was in MyRise.
MyRise, of course. The only mode I didn't play. I played all the other modes and I could skip all those cutscenes, which I didn't because Paul Heyman's hilarious.
they just talk, and then you just can't go past it. It's like for 10 seconds, but you can't. Okay. And again, the loading screens took a little while, but that's just me being fussy. There's just a few loading screens that took a little while. Anyway, value for money.
Right. So, this part for 2K games is a massive controversy, and it always has been for a very long time.
Yes.
For years, NBA 2K has had a big gambling problem or a monetization problem or microtransaction problem. And WWE 2K25 isn't far behind.
No, agreed.
Right?
It is a weird problem, but it is a very prevalent one. It is
a problem because there are kids who play this on consoles that their parents bought, and the consoles has the parents' credit card info saved.
Yep.
So it's just become easier for 10-year-old Timmy to buy this $500 headband.
Oh, it's insane. It's
accidentally.
It creeps me out when, even if I buy something on the PlayStation Store, I don't get, even my phone doesn't ask me for a PIN, doesn't ask me for verification. Just buy it.
It's happened to me. It's happened
you said
to
your
me.
son.
My oldest, he was 4 at the time, accidentally purchased a PS Plus subscription. I got the email while I was in my home office. I ran out. Lo and behold, there he was on the PlayStation on the thank you page that he's accidentally purchased a PS Plus subscription.
And that was just a misclick, wasn't it? Like
that was just a misclick.
He was just trying to get past something, right?
Listen, these corpos know. With the UI team, they know how to make kids accidentally pay things.
Because you can see that thing, can't you? Oh, if you want this, just buy 6,000 gems. And you say, okay, I want 6,000 gems. And it's just like, just press X and then hold X. Yeah, there you go, got 6,000 gems.
Yes. By the way, this 6,000 gems was actually $6,000.
Yeah, it is gross.
But they don't say that, they call it gems.
Yeah, exactly. They call it gems because kids...
Or Robux.
Gems, that's not money, that's gems, right?
Yeah. What is the currency called in this game?
I did actually go looking, but it'd be some silly name.
It was some silly name.
Yeah, because they do it on purpose, so it doesn't sound like money, because they all do it.
Nothing.
Anyway, value for money. It is a complicated one in these games, because like you said, how much of the value is the game itself, and how much of it is actually...
It's difficult. I think
You're
right. It is difficult. The two modes that I think has a problem with microtransactions is the island and my faction.
Yeah.
I, as a 30-year-old, and I'm sure you as well, can instantly see the main reason those two modes are there is so 2K can make money. That's
It's in the long run to continuously make money.
That's it.
Yeah, no doubt.
We know that because we know better. Loads of people don't.
Yes, it is scary. We just hate people being used in that way. It's
yes, absolutely.
We remember the era of gaming where games were made for gamers to have fun.
But isn't it so sad that's in the past? You paid for this product.
Yeah.
You should be the owner of this product.
And you should have fun, and they were made for you to have fun, and then you look forward to having fun with the next one.
Yes, I paid $60. This shouldn't be a gateway for me to spend more money on the product I already own. That's not how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, I know. It is. It genuinely, it gets to you. Kind of gets you depressed with the gaming sphere in total.
And it is difficult. Because on the one end, yes, that is an absolute shithole and pitfall for you to lose money, thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
But on the other end, you also have all the regular game modes, MyRise, MyGM, Universe, Showcase, all of those that doesn't cost you anything more than just your time playing the game.
Yeah, there is a game there. There is a good game
There is a game there.
There is
also, it's two-faced, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Man.
Granted, this game in stores right now is what, $70? I think last time I checked,
I think the 2K games are $70, which
because it just came out, so you're going to be $70 across the board, be it on Steam, be it on Xbox. Don't buy the PC version. By all accounts, it seems like they're just plain screw you over without giving you the whole game, which is mad. Again, $70, you are getting if you're really into WWE, then there is a lot of game here. If you want to unlock all the characters, if you want to just
if
wrestle
you go
for
through the
hours,
roster and you can just recite all the lore,
then you're going to have a great time. If you're
more so with friends.
If you're on the teetering between if you want to play it or not, then wait some time, see if there's some sales coming up in a few months, then grab it. It is a good time. You are going to have fun playing this game. That's just a fact. If it's not really your thing, then it is microtransaction city. Again,
or it's there at least.
It is there, and we don't hugely. Nick and I am not a huge supporter of those types of things.
No, because it's predatory.
Yeah, but in the end, it's up to you. We just give you some guidelines to go.
Very true.
Ponder about, and then go buy what you want, play what you want, and enjoy yourselves. That's what it's all about in the long run. What did we score this bad boy then in the end?
Right. So, for WWE 2K25, our scores... Ooh, here they come. One by one, they're all entering the ring. 10 seconds later, there comes another score. And now all of our scores are battling it out. One by one, our scores are taking each other outside of the ring. You know the rules. Once one score falls out the ring, they're disqualified until there's one score standing. King of the Hill, the Royal Rumble, baby. And the last score in the ring was the letter grade rating of C-, which is much better than I thought it would get, considering the reputation of WWE 2K games.
That's true. And if you look at Metacritic, that's pretty much the same as what most people are saying.
Yeah.
Reviewers saying like a B+, an A.
B+. No, this isn't a great
game.
I
know.
This isn't a game that's close to becoming a game of the year. No, that's B+ territory.
I don't like the theory that reviewers are being paid off. But the more I see it...
I don't think it's that. I just think they're all subscribed to a fine game is 8 out of 10. That's a fine game.
Yes.
No, a fine game is 5 out of 10.
And that's what I mean. I hate the idea, but... Like you said, an 8 out of 10 is not a fine game. Like you said, a 5 or a 6 is fine.
That's an excellent game. That's a good game.
Yeah, I kind of hate it. But anyway, a C-. There is a game here. There is lots of content there if that's your type of thing. This isn't a mind-blowing game. This isn't a game must play. This isn't anyone's must play game of the year. This isn't anything. It shouldn't be on the Game Awards list by all accounts. I hope not, because but it is a lot of fun. Like you said, if you got a friend or a wife or a girlfriend or someone who wants to play with you, it is a banger. You're gonna have a great time playing tag team or battle royale. It is a lot of fun to play together.
Absolutely.
So if you like that, then go get it. It is, but it is just a C-. Lots of microtransactions, a lot of bugs.
I wouldn't say that C- is a bad thing. Really,
no,
I expected much worse. I actually
true.
think that this game is, with the right people in the right environment. If it's Friday night and you've got pizza and beers and friends,
exactly.
This is the game.
No doubt. Fun all around. No doubt. You're gonna have a great time.
But anyway, thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Critical Arcade Podcast. If you'd be so kind, you could leave us a review or a comment. And by saying that, I mean, yes, you could also subscribe to us on YouTube, where we are posting these episodes every week as well. Right, Dave?
That's correct.
But also, rather than subscribing to us on YouTube, Dave, where can we follow you?
Well, I am out and about, but if you do find me, and after studying all the moves of the ring and the suplexes and the people's elbow and the double helix,
no, Dave, are you going to F5 me?
I'm going to watch you?
F5.
F5?
F5.
What is F5?
F5.
You completely lost me.
It's F5.
What's F5?
I think that's Brock Lesnar's finisher.
Wow. You've Who the hell's Brock Lesnar? Like, damn. Like, if you're not going to hit me with the Rock, the Big Show or Triple H references, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, Brock Lesnar was from that time.
I don't know what he looks like.
Search him. Brock Lesnar.
Okay, Brock Lesnar. Okay.
Yes,
let me see. Maybe
you would recognize Brock Lesnar. Anyway, continue.
No. I have to look what Brock Lesnar looks like. Okay, I kind of recognize him. Yeah, he looks like
right?
a Viking looking fella.
You
right?
should see what his daughter looks like.
No way. No, now I got a right daughter. Whoa!
I know! It's just Brock Lesnar with a wig.
It really is, and she's good at shot put. Good for you, love. Anyway. You've lost my tangent now. Well, I have learnt the many, many moves of the ring, taught to me by Kane, The Undertaker, The Rock, The Big Show.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And I learnt many, many of them just doing them to Logan Paul for the last few weeks. So if you do follow me,
yes,
I will tie you into a pretzel and throw you into the river. Or the sea, sorry. The sea sounds
take that, and then once they're soaking wet, you can do a frog splash.
Is that a wrestling move or just something?
Yeah, it is. It's Eddie Guerrero's.
They really have a name for everything. They have a move for every scenario. Wow. Then I'll hit you with a frog splash.
But if you're in this, people would go, hell yeah, frog splash, baby.
Frog splash sounds like the least intimidating wrestling move I've ever heard of. Oh no, he's on the ring. He's up there. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's frog splashing. Oh! Sorry. It just seems so not intimidating as a move. But anyway, I'll do a frog splash. Sorry, go on.
Oh yeah, yes, hell yeah. And what have we got lined up for next week? I think it might be between two.
Okay, it could be, like I said, next week, hopefully, if all the stars align and the spirits are with us, we should be playing the newly released Bleach game, Rebirth of Souls, which should be fun. Granted, we all know that anime games are generally bad. They're almost always bad. Dragon Ball Z, on the few occasions, actually knocking it out the park, but most anime IPs always release really bad games, so that should be quite fun. Next week, we should be playing a PC and a PlayStation 4 5 classic called Stellaris, which I believe is a real-time strategy about managing space and
last week we said we'd be playing Stellaris this week.
I know. This week.
And now we're saying it might not even be next week.
It's just the lifestyle of a game reviewer. We never know what
that's just how it goes, right? Baby.
Yeah. So yeah, look forward to whatever game comes in.
Yes,
it's gonna be a banger. We're gonna enjoy it, and hopefully it's gonna be fun to listen to.
Absolutely. Check in next week for either of those episodes, and we'll see you then. Cheers.
Cheers.